Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the world of ancient Greek philosophy. But don't worry, we're keeping it super accessible and fun. We're going to talk about a thinker who looked at the world and saw one single substance connecting everything. His name was Anaximenes, and his big idea was all about air. Now, you might be thinking, air? Really, how can something as simple as air be the foundation of everything? That's exactly what makes Anaximenes so brilliant. He was part of a group called the Milesian School, living way back in the 6th century BC, in a bustling Greek city called Miletus. These guys were the rock stars of their time, the first people we know of who tried to explain the universe using reason and observation instead of just myths about gods and goddesses. Before Anaximenes, his teacher Anaximander proposed that everything came from something he called the apeiron, an indefinite, boundless substance. And before him, Thales, the first philosopher in this tradition, said it was all about water. So you can see a pattern here. They were all searching for the arche, the fundamental principle or origin of all things. Anaximenes looked at these ideas and came up with his own, more concrete theory. He agreed there was one primary substance, but he identified it as air, the Greek word for air. Why air? Well, think about it. Air is everywhere. It's essential for life. We can't survive without breathing. It's in constant motion. You can feel it as wind. It seems to have no beginning or end. It just surrounds us. Anaximenes saw air as the perfect candidate for the fundamental stuff of the universe. It was definite enough to be observed, unlike the mysterious apeiron, but also versatile enough to explain the diversity of the world. But here's where it gets really clever. Anaximenes didn't just say, everything is air. He proposed a mechanism for how air could transform into all the different things we see. He introduced the concepts of condensation and rarefaction. It's a beautifully simple and elegant idea. He argued that when air becomes thinner or more spread out, that rarefaction it becomes hot and transforms into fire. Think about how your breath is warm and invisible. He saw this as air becoming rarer, turning into something like fire. On the other hand, when air is compressed or packed tightly together, that's condensation, it becomes colder and denser. So, imagine this process like a scale. At the top, you have the most rarefied form of air, which is fire. As you start to condense it, it becomes regular air. Condense it further, and it turns into wind. Squeeze it even more, and you get clouds. Keep going, and the clouds condense into water. Condense the water, and you get earth. Squeeze that earth as tightly as you can, and you get stone. Suddenly, you have a single, unified explanation for all the major elements: fire, air, wind, clouds, water, earth, and stone. All of them are just different states of air, determined by its density. This was a massive leap in thought. For the first time, someone proposed a scientific process, a physical mechanism, to explain the transformation of matter. It wasn't magic or divine intervention. It was a natural process that you could, in theory, observe and understand. He even used the example of our own breath. When you open your mouth wide and breathe out, the air is warm, it's rarefied. But if you purse your lips and blow, the air feels cool, it's been compressed and condensed. It was a simple, everyday observation used to support a grand cosmic theory. This idea of condensation and rarefaction also provided a model for all change in the universe. Anything that happens, from a rock forming to a fire burning, could be explained by air changing its density. Anaximenes effectively reduced all qualitative differences, like the difference between water and stone, to quantitative differences, meaning differences in amount or density. This is a foundational concept in modern science. We now know that the states of matter, solid, liquid, gas, plasma, are determined by the density and energy of particles. Anaximenes was on a remarkably similar track over 2.5 millennia ago. His theory also had cosmological implications. He imagined the Earth as a flat disk, like a tabletop, floating on a cushion of compressed air. The sun, moon, and stars were also flat and fiery, riding on currents of air and circling around the Earth. While the specifics of his cosmology are obviously incorrect from our modern perspective, the underlying principle is what's important. He was trying to build a model of the universe based on his core theory, applying his principles consistently. Everything, from the smallest rock to the largest celestial body, was governed by the same natural laws of air. Anaximenes even connected his theory to the human soul. He believed that just as air holds the cosmos together, our own soul, which he also identified with air or breath, holds our bodies together. The word psyche, the Greek word for soul, is related to the verb to breathe. So, for Anaximenes, the microcosm of the human being reflected the macrocosm of the universe. We are literally animated by the same substance that makes up the entire world. When we die, our breath leaves us, and our essence rejoins the infinite air of the cosmos. It's a powerful and poetic idea, linking our own existence directly to the fabric of reality. So, why does Anaximenes matter today? His idea that air is the ultimate substance was eventually replaced by more complex theories, but his contribution was monumental. He was one of the first to propose that the universe operates according to understandable, physical processes. His use of observation and a unifying mechanism, condensation and rarefaction, set the stage for a scientific approach to understanding the world. He taught us that we can look for simple, elegant explanations for complex phenomena. Anaximenes built upon the work of his predecessors, refining their ideas and pushing them in a more empirical, testable direction. He provided a bridge from the more mythological and abstract explanations of the past to a more grounded, proto-scientific worldview. His focus on a single, dynamic substance that changes form through a clear process was a crucial step in the journey of human thought. Thinkers like Pythagoras, Heraclitus, and later Plato and Aristotle would all grapple with the questions that Anaximenes and his Milesian colleagues first posed. In a way, the quest that Anaximenes began is still going on. Physicists today are searching for a theory of everything, a single set of principles that can unify all the fundamental forces of nature. It's the same impulse that drove a philosopher in ancient Miletus to look at the sky, feel the wind, and see a unifying principle in the simple act of breathing. Anaximenes gave us one of the first, and most elegant, attempts to find that unity. So next time you take a deep breath, remember Anaximenes. You're not just taking in oxygen, you're participating in a cosmic dance of condensation and rarefaction, connecting with the very substance that one brilliant ancient thinker believed held the entire universe together. Thanks so much for watching and joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this exploration of ancient philosophy, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the history of ideas. Let me know in the comments what you think about Anaximenes' theory. See you in the next video.